Hey, just want to take a few minutes to give my take on a couple of the scenarios I see playing out. Some of what I'm feeling in the light of the Boston bombings. Of course, it's been 4 days ever since the tragedy at the Boston Marathon, and now I guess the suspects have been ID'd and arrested. One of them is dead, and it's precisely for reasons like this, personally, that I kind of stay away from making assumptions and claiming that I really have answers, because I don't. I mean, there's all sorts of evidence to say that there was foul play. I mean, we've got the historical precedents to go by, and of course, the entire history of government involvement in these types of incidents. But for now, I'm gonna let the facts come out, and I'm just gonna let stuff come out, and I'm personally gonna stay away from making assumptions about this case. Other people can feel free to do that. I'm not gonna fault you if you do, but I'm personally gonna stay away from that. That's just my personal. That's just how I feel about the situation. That I shouldn't put myself in a position where I'm making claims this early. Anyways, I wanted to get into something that I saw that really brings to light um, one of the major factors of this case, and as far as how we here in the states treat dead Americans as opposed to dead people in foreign countries as a result of U.S. foreign policy. I was motivated to do this after reading the account of the brave Associated Press reporter who confronted Jay Carney, Obama's press secretary, um, about the deaths of 11 Afghan children during a U.S. airstrike earlier this month in Afghanistan. And of course, this is in light of Boston and the reporter, this brave young woman. She said, "Hey, my heart goes out to the victims of Boston, but President Obama mentioned that this is a terrorist attack. Does the president consider the events, the deaths of 11 Afghan children in U.S. airstrikes, to be an act of terror?" And Jay Carney gave a typical BS manufactured response that, "Well, we need more information." Yeah, the same government that was able to identify bin Laden within within a couple of hours of 9/11. Yeah, we need more information about our own airstrikes that kill civilians, right? And from there, Carney goes on to say that, well, this is a response to everything that we do in Afghanistan as a result of 9/11 and what Osama bin Laden's attack on the United States, and how we must, all this blah 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 nonsense, war on terror. We know what we're trying to accomplish. That response really bothers me, because here's President Obama's press secretary, his chief propagandist, is saying basically that it doesn't matter. Really, if you think about it, it doesn't matter if children are dying as a result of U.S. foreign policy in other countries. I mean, this really bothers me, because it doesn't hit home. Most people don't care. They don't know about what our foreign policy is doing to innocent people in other countries. They don't see pictures plastered of dead Afghan children and of grieving families like like you did after Newtown, or after this bombing in Boston. We don't see the pictures of the dead plastered all over our media, all over our TV, and all over our internet, all over our newspapers and our magazines. You don't see that with these children in these other countries, and with civilians in general. So we're almost dehumanized. They're almost dehumanized to us, and we don't really put any value on their lives, of the humane side of what we're doing. And that's really a shame. It's really unfortunate. It's very tragic, and I feel like that. We talk about terrorism all the time. I mean, who are the real terrorists? The real terrorist to me is a government that knowingly lies and deceives its population to send some of our best young men and women, our military, to die and to come home maimed and scarred and injured for life from wars based on lies and deception. Brings our soldiers home with post-traumatic stress disorder, with depleted uranium in their bodies, and then doesn't take care of them when they do come home. And if you speak out and you're a veteran, then you're unpatriotic or you're un-American. Who are the real terrorists? The real terrorists are the ones whose policies have been responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of innocent civilians, as in Iraq. Of course, the UN sanctions killed 500,000 children for 10 years prior to the Iraq War. And then over 1 million Iraqi civilians have been killed as a result of the war in Iraq. What about the Fallujah babies, the depleted uranium the babies that are being born with horrific birth defects as a result of the usage of depleted uranium? I mean, who are the real terrorists? And Jay Carney says we don't have enough information to know what our policies are doing to these innocent people. And it's all because of 9/11. So think about it, folks. Who are the real terrorists? Who should we really be feeling sorry for? My heart goes out to the victims in Boston. But let's have some humanity and think about what our policies are doing to people in other countries. And stop just thinking about the USA all the time. Thank you.